do another model drawing today. I'm going to tell you a story where you use shapes to help tell the story. A really good picture can tell the story even without the words. But first, I want to talk a little bit about curved and straight shapes. Maybe you recognize some of these shapes that we have been talking about on other videos. Maybe you've seen them in Miss Isabel's math videos. But do you know what shape that is? Circle. Yep. Is a circle a curved or straight-sided shape? Do you know? It is curved. It has a curved line that makes the edge of the shape. So is this one. This one's called an oval. So these are curved shapes. I use curved shapes in my drawing. Maybe you can figure what I would be drawing with those shapes. I also use straight-sided shapes in some of my drawings. Do you know this one? It has two sides that are short, two sides that are long. If you said rectangle, you would be right. A square is also a straight-sided shape. This is one that we haven't used a lot yet. Do you know what these three straight sides make? Try and figure it out. It's a triangle. You're right. And you can put them together in different ways in your story. Well, I'm going to grab a marker, and the first thing I'm going to do is prepare my page. Since you don't have a journal page, remember you have to add a straight line. And the straight line goes across the bottom. We call that horizontally when it's laying down this way. And my picture will go above the line. And do you remember what goes down below? The words. That's the part of the story that is letters and words to tell your story. Well, here I go. I am always in my story because I'm telling the story. So here's a curved shape and another curved shape. And I'm going to add, two arms, but my arms are reaching sideways this time, so I didn't bring them out both sides. Another day we'll talk more about how you draw a person. I have two arms. What else do I need? You might have noticed I'm missing. Oh, well, that looks goofy. You know, in drawings, if you ever do something that looks goofy, you don't even have to erase it. You can just kind of scribble it out. That's one way of correcting in your drawing, and it's perfectly okay. So in this story, I have to think about my setting. Remember, the setting is where your story takes place. And in this story, I was, see if you can guess. I'm going to use a different color because this is a part of the story. It tells you where I was. That's right. I am outside. In fact, I'm outside of my house in my garden. So I'm going to go ahead and add my smile and my eyes and my glasses. And I was walking out into my yard and I was looking at the last of my garden. There's not much left in my garden. It's the end of the season. And I'm going to use a straight line to show you what my tomatoes have been growing up on. And on those straight posts, I have the vines that I'm going to add. Here are the vines. They are not straight. They curve all over the place. And there are branches that come off of my vines. They are not straight lines. So I'm using some shapes and lines that are curved, some that are straight. I could even draw part of my house in the background because it's behind my picture here. All right, so I walked outside into my garden and I was pretty sure all of my fruits and vegetables were done. It was the end of the season, but then I thought I saw something growing on the vines. I'm going to use a color to make it really stand out and pop out of my story. That's one way for your picture to help tell your story. Hiding in those curved vines, guess what I found? One great big red, can you guess? It starts with a T. It's a tomato. Most of my tomatoes were done. There were some green ones, But hiding back in behind those curved lines and vines, hey, that's a rhyme, lines and vines, I saw a tomato. I was so excited. Maybe I'll even change my smile. I was happy, but I was excited too. To like a, oh, that's not a scared face. That's a, I'm so excited because out in my garden, I found a curved red tomato. Let me think. I want to stop and think about what my words are going to be. I'm going to say, look. This word is look. Look. There's a tomato. That's a longer word, so it takes more letters. And I'm going to put an exclamation point because I was excited to find the tomato. Well, did you notice that in my drawing there were straight lines and there were curved lines? You know why drawing your shapes and practicing those on your wipe-off boards, on your paper is good? Because when you learn to do straight and curved lines, it will help you with this. Do you know what that is? If you said the letter A, you're right. It has 1, 2, 3 straight lines. And having a great strong grip and learning to do straight lines helps me to write my letters. But there's another kind of A. Watch this. That A has a curve to it. That's a lowercase a. This one's an uppercase, that one's a lowercase. And this has what we call a magic C to start it. If I stopped right there, it would be the letter C. But if I add another straight line with just a little curve, it is the letter A, a lowercase a. So the more you draw and practice writing your pictures, drawing your pictures, and then getting ready to write words, the better you will be when it's time for you to be a strong reader and a strong writer. Well, thanks for listening to my story today and learning more about curved and straight shapes and curved and straight letters. We'll talk more about that another day, but for now, goodbye.